What if somebody took a very popular internet phrase and turned it into one of the most disgusting shock sites on the entire internet? Well, it happened. In the late 90s and early 2000s, long before Discord, the internet was drowned in chat rooms. People would get together and just type their hands away using their nerdy ass slang terms. One of the more popular ones being hi to you. Hi being a dorky ass version of hi, to being short for to, and you being short for you. But this term would take a drastic turn by 2005 when a website was created called hi2you.com. But it also goes by another name, although seldomly, it's also called Soup Machine. The exact microsecond you enter this website, the center of your screen is overtaken by a gross image taken from an adult movie of a woman puking. Above this image, it would say hi to you with a smiling emoticon. Below the picture that just punched you right in your retinas, you get this. OMG lol, hi to you in the press. And this is supposed to be like, a joke, obviously, where it says New York Times claims hi2you.com is a laugh out loud funny. And Times Magazine will tell you fun for the whole family. And then in the corner, it says, I'm lonely. Yeah, who would have guessed? So essentially the picture that you're exposed to is this chick yakking on this guy's baloney pony, which is pretty disgusting for the average person. For me, it's like, that's gross anyway. But going on from that, you would not believe me if I told you this. This website was up until the modern era of the internet. I'm not making that up, people. I went on archival sites, and this was up until the year of 2022. Yeah, believe it or not, guys, it's only a few years ago, which is insane for something that was started in the mid-2000s. Now, here's the thing. When you have this many years under your belt, you gotta understand many changes are gonna come through. And the biggest change this website had was censorship. Yeah, they covered up the image, which makes no sense because you're a shock site. The whole point is to shock somebody, so now you covered up the image. It's not a shock site anymore. Now it's like a choose to be shocked site. Because if you click the image to uncover it, that's your fault, jackass. Yeah, that's what happened. It says adults only 18 plus. Click here to view. So you're just not going to be shocked unless you choose. Now, above the image, it says, what is hi to you? Which it gives a background of the adult movie they took it from and the actors and all that. And below it, it has a an artistic take on the image, which I gotta be honest, this has to be irony and it has to be satire. It just has to be satire. I can't believe it. It was like the woman's face is not covered up, but the guy's face is covered up. But they're both creating the exact same dirty act. This is society in a nutshell. We live in a society, and it's like, okay, buddy, have a good day. But going on from there, yo, this had a huge impact, people. I remember this as a kid, and people took this photo, made different websites, included it into games. Yes, we're going to go over that later. And this was one of the biggest shock sites out of the silver age of shock sites. Now, what is a silver age? This is my own dubbing of a shock site timeline. The silver age is right before Two Girls, One Cup. Two Girls, One Cup, I would consider the golden age or the golden era, where essentially you had a shock site. Again, shock sites have always been around, and there were big ones from the early 2000s, late 90s, but nothing will ever pose a fucking anything, no match to no nothing to Two Girls, One Cup. Mind you, man, I grew up in the slums of New York. There were people that I grew up with who didn't have computers, didn't have phones, no technology, but they knew what Two Girls, One Cup was. That is insane. Guys, that means that shit was bigger than the internet at a point. Absolutely insane. I mean, everybody knew what Two Girls, One Cup was. To me, that kicked off the golden era, and this was one of the bigger ones from the silver era, because this made lots and lots of rounds. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the changes of this website. Some time would pass, and around 2 years later came this change. Right here at the bottom of the website, you get this box where you can leave your comment, your name, and stuff like that. What people like you are saying about hi to you, lol. Hi to you saved my children from leukemia. Thanks, hi to you, says Jim Bleckenkley from Phoenix, Arizona. So wait, that's an X. There's no X in Arizona. Hold on. My bad. It's Phoenix, but that's not Arizona. That's okay. Again, most of this is spelled incorrectly because it's stupid, right? It's just a joke. This is super lol. I show it to all me British cigarette non-lol friends. Lol says icy. I approve. Lol says jeez. Nah, yeah, guys, no. That's blasphemy. How dare you? Jesus didn't say that. I know for a fact Jesus didn't say that. So right above the box you get, is this lol? OMG, email me. Put the lol string below in the lol box below, and then put your lol comment in the other box and press the button raffle. But before you do, we've seen Hi to You cure everything from Vietnam flashbacks to your lol adult movie addiction. So please, shut the fuck up now. It's not lol no more. And then right here you get the lol string, lol box, your name, your lol comment, and the button as stated before. And the comments that I read before, like the New York Times one, would either change or new ones would get added, like this one right here. How did this get here? I am no good with computers, allegedly said by the Pope. This website would stay this way up until 2014, where it would look like this. The disgusting picture in the middle would be completely blacked out and say adults only, 18 plus. Click here to view, rather than just being straight up in your face. Above it was an explanation of what Hi to You was and its origins, while below was an artistic twist on the meaning of the photo. Yeah, I'm not making that shit up. So the top part reads, what is Hi to You? Hi to You is an internet shock site that features a woman projectile vomiting while performing some neck on a guy sitting in a lawn chair. The man in the Hi to You picture is Max Hardcore, and the woman is a Mexican adult movie actress Catalina. Catalina later became Max's girlfriend for some time. For those of you looking for the Hi to You video on which the Hi to You shock site phenomena is based, go to your local video store and look for the movie Universal Max 3 2005. Yeah, because video stores still exist, people. Yes, go to your local Blockbuster. The term Hi to You is an internet slang that is completely used on IRC and is a shorter form of the greeting Hi to You. Hi to You remains one of the defining sites of the pre-web 2.0 shock site era and is still highly popular with surfers to this day. Typically, the site is sent to people as a greeting. Great. The person receiving the link to hi2u.com then opens a link and is pleasantly surprised by the hilarious content and thanks the sender for the link. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes down. Then under that, you get a button for tweeting and more sites like Hi to You, aka shock sites. Now on the bottom, here's the artistic spin. It says, what does Hi to You mean? It is always difficult to assess a piece of cutting-edge digital art such as Hi to You. In assessing the artistic meaning of this site, it is also necessary to consider the video behind the site, Max Hardcore's seminal work. Universal Max 3. Both the Hi to You movie and the Hi to You shock site have similar themes. Both deal with differing perspectives on the world. Hi to You contrasts the way men and women are portrayed in the media. The male's face is hidden and replaced with a dongle, while the woman is depicted vomiting on the baloney pony. In this way, Hi to You is a challenging piece of art that can make us all think a little bit harder about what gender means in contemporary society. More sites like Hi to You down below. Yeah, and the best part is, to the right side, it's just want more question mark with a whole bunch of other horrifying sites that are just as bad, if not even worse. Yeah, guys. Oh, good lord. So we're going to dial back on the idea that I discussed before, which is the many uses of this website, because this part of it made me laugh a lot. Damn it. Let's check it out. Okay, so here's what happened. They used it in this thing called the Power 5. The Power 5 is a collection of 5 disgusting images, Hi to You being one of them, and that had a lot of notoriety. But this was also used in a maze game. Yeah, remember the scary maze game with the Exorcist? And oh my god, that's so scary. There was a Japanese maze game, which was, you know, Japanese and scary. And someone took that Japanese maze game and put Hi to You in it. So when you would get up to like level 2, you would be jump scared by this chick yakking on this guy. And it would play gagging noises as it zoomed in and out. Now, here's something that's pretty cool. I have gameplay of it. From me! I got first-hand gameplay of it, and we're gonna jump right into it. So right here is the maze game known as Tiny.Maze, and this is my gameplay. Yeah, right here, the champion, the grand champ, the man right here, man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. Guys, I'm telling you right here, I am the monster, the beast, the best there was, the best there is, the best there ever will be when it comes to these maze games. So this is a rip from a Japanese maze game, but the image is swapped with Hi to You. You got 2 levels, it seems, and once you're close enough, you're smacked with the image of Hi to You that zooms forward and backward constantly while blowing up your speakers with some gagging noises. And obviously, It's kind of gross. So the website's inception was all the way back in 2005 and lasted up until 2022. The guy in the picture, as said before, is Max Hardcore, but that's not his real name. His real name is Paul Little. And I can see why he changed it to Max Hardcore, because when you're in the adult movie industry, you don't want to be known as little whatsoever to any meaning. Now, the chick in the picture, her name is Catalina, which she has her own IMDb and all that other stuff. If you want to look into that, that's up to you. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and spit all these little factoids. And did you know his favorite cartoon is Tom and Jerry? And he likes to enjoy it with a cold glass of apple juice while wearing silly socks. And who gives a fuck? I'm tired of that. You ever see YouTubers who do that just to like pad out that watch time? Yo, that makes my blood boil. People, that's it. Website 2005, 2022. That's the guy's name. That's her name. Blah, blah, blah. That's the end of the video. Like, favorite, share, most wanted, comment, and subscribe. I'm your boy, ColdRaven. I'm going to keep going over all these shock sites, shock images, blah, 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 blah. That's the new gimmick around here. And I'm going to still stick to all the other stuff that I do. We're just going to switch it up a bit. It's nice to have variety, okay? Like, favorite, share, most wanted, comment, subscribe. I'm your boy, ColdRaven. Check out my Patreon, because there's early access content. This is going to be up probably some point tonight. And it's going to be up tomorrow. But there's also like 2 to 3 other videos I haven't even uploaded yet over there on Patreon. So you go check it out. It also supports me. Which if you support me, that's so awesome. Isn't it so cool to support me? You're like this. Oh my God, I support ColdRaven. Like, oh my God, do you really? Come make out with me. Listen. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to get you some play. I'm going to catch y'all later. Excuse the dust on my hands. I was spending some time with your mother. Peace. Yeah!